Next week, Pavarotti appears in his only Mozart role in Jean-Pierre Pernel's production of Idomeneo. That's next Sunday at 2:20.
This Wednesday on Channel 4, The Tragedy of Carmen. Sahar Vagal, Lawrence Dale and Carl Johannes Falkman in Peter Brook's second film version of The Tragedy of Carmen. This Wednesday at 10:05 on Channel 4.
In a few minutes after the news summary, the Right Honourable Cecil Parkinson, formerly the chairman of the Conservative Party, talks about the style of the present government and about his own plans for the future. That's Face the Press.
Ordinary aerosol air fresheners tackle smells in the air, but because they're wet, you can't use them in the places smells linger most. New Glade Dry not only tackles smells in the air, but because it's dry, you can also use it to freshen your soft furnishings and curtains, leaving the whole room smelling fresh again. There's clearly nothing better than New Glade Dry.
Merseyside County Council helped open the door for Brookside, an enterprising new concept in television serials. When Phil Redmond was trying to set up Mersey TV, some people were sceptical. Not Merseyside County Council, whose help and advice on finance and planning helped Phil Redmond turn a dream into the most famous close in the country. If you're getting nowhere with an enterprising idea, talk to Merseyside County Council's Economic Development Office. Our door is always open.
Cheshire Brothers, the only Audi VW dealers on the Wirral, have been selling Audi VW cars for over 25 years. That kind of experience, plus superb sales backup and servicing, means that if you want a new Audi VW or quality used car, you need to get the experience.
Who keeps the prices low? Your local Kwik Save. Who sells the brands you know? Your low price Kwik Save.
At Kwik Save, there's something that's lighter than bread and more exciting than a cracker. It's called cracker bread. You can cut it, stack it, spread it, top it, or just plain eat it. And eat it, and eat it.
No need to ask the price. Come down to Kwik Save.
Bring a bit of sunshine into your home with Southport Sun. Southport Sun make and sell sunbeds direct to you. For a free brochure, phone Hesketh Bank 4055.
Wildings now have an Olympic champion, the Brother EM80, official typewriter of the 1984 Olympic Games. Looking at its track record, it's easy to see why. For the Brother EM80 is designed and built to withstand 50 million cycles of operation. And thanks to Wildings, it's probably the most economic full-size office electronic in the world. The Brother EM80. For a free demonstration, ring this number and see it at Wildings before they see it in LA.
Fisher's, the name in the north for carpet's greatest ever summer sale, starts 9 a.m. Saturday the 30th of June. Vast stocks, huge cash savings at Wigan, Warrington, Bolton, Lee, Rochdale, Chorley, Oldham and Bury.
Cruise around the Eastern Mediterranean for 11 days on the 24,000-ton luxury liner Achille Loro. A two-bedded cabin with private shower and WC is only £475 per person, London back to London. 8 cruises from the 26th of July to the 4th of October. For full details, contact Sea Cruise on Warrington 573-412.
Food's a bit limited round here. Good thing the herring season started again. Herring is quick and easy to cook, and a distinctive taste. You can fry them, grill them, even barbecue them. A meal for any day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, Friday?
Herring's back and it's in the shops now. If you like fish, you'll love herring.
This is Channel 4. Now here's Alistair Stewart at ITN with today's news summary.
The TUC General Secretary, Mr. Len Murray, has collapsed at a rally celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Tolpuddle martyrs. Mr. Murray had a heart attack in 1976. This afternoon he was overcome by the heat after leading a march of 20,000 trade unionists through the tiny Dorset village of Tolpuddle. He's said to be reasonably well in hospital. The marchers were later addressed by the Labour leader, Mr. Kinnock, and union leaders Ray Buckton and Moss Evans. The Home Secretary, Mr. Leon Britton, has called on Mr. Scargill to condemn the intimidation of working miners. He said that so far the miners' leader had signally failed to do so. And the Coal Board chairman, Mr. McGregor, said he thought the intimidation was being orchestrated in part by the union. Mr. Scargill said he was talking absolute nonsense. The Russians have rejected America's approach to talks about space weapons as inadequate. A statement from TASS said Washington's hopes that the talks would also cover nuclear weapons were an attempt to divert the issue by setting preconditions. Iraq says it has hit 5 enemy naval targets in the Gulf and shot down an Iranian fighter plane which intervened. The report from Baghdad also claimed 2 other ships ran into mines as they tried to escape from the attack. The Foreign Secretary, Sir Geoffrey Howe, has arrived in Moscow for the first official top-level talks with the Russians for 7 years. He was met at the airport by the Soviet Foreign Minister, Mr. Gromyko, and will see President Chernyenko on Tuesday. Lebanon's main Christian militia has joined the 2 biggest Muslim factions and accepted a government peace plan for an army takeover of Beirut. The plan is expected to come into force on Wednesday. That's the end of this bulletin for Channel 4 from ITN. The next news is on ITV at 6:30.
Diverse Reports this week finds that computers don't hold the same fascination for women as for men. So what future is there for the female sex in the growing world of computer technology? Find out at 8:30 on Wednesday. Now here's a look at the weather. Southern England will be dry tonight, but over the rest of England, Wales, Northern Ireland and eastern Scotland there'll be showers. Tomorrow, southeast and central southern England, East Anglia, the Midlands and northeast England will have some dry, bright weather, but there will be showers in many places, and it'll be cooler than today. Southwest England, Wales, northwest England, Northern Ireland and western Scotland will have a dry day with some sunshine and temperatures similar to today's, but eastern Scotland will be cool with showers. Now on 4, the Right Honourable Cecil Parkinson faces the press.
Facing the press this afternoon is the Right Honourable Cecil Parkinson, MP. Chairman of the Conservative Party, where Mrs. Thatcher won her landslide victory last year, Mr. Parkinson became Secretary of State for Trade and Industry in Mrs. Thatcher's 1983 government. He resigned from the Cabinet in fairly dramatic circumstances last October, and today sits on the backbenches. To ask Mr. Parkinson about his own political future, the state of the Conservative Party, and some of the criticisms now being made against the Prime Minister herself, I'm joined by James Notty, Chief Political Correspondent of The Scotsman, and Ian Aitken, Political Editor of The Guardian. Mr. Parkinson, let's start off by trying to clear up one personal matter first. It was said on your behalf, I think last October, that though you wouldn't be resigning your seat in Parliament, it was highly unlikely that you'd be a candidate at the next election. Is that still the position, or have you decided to remain in politics?
No, I don't know who said that. I actually took the decision after my resignation that I wouldn't take any major decisions for about a year, that I would need at least that time to get my own career and my own future in some sort of perspective, and that still holds good. So I haven't taken any decisions of that kind at all.
Doesn't it boil down to this, though, Mr. Parkinson, that if Mrs. Thatcher, at some future point, were to offer you a job, you would be back with a bounce, and if she doesn't, you won't?
Well, I'm just getting on with my career now. I have an interesting life. I'm still very active in supporting Mrs. Thatcher and speaking around the country. I get about half a dozen invitations every day, and I speak very regularly all over the country. I'm building up my business career. You may have seen an announcement